Good day, everyone. I am Wilma Verwin.
I am Jamaica Sinangote.
I am Angelmi Corpin.
I'm Christine Hayan.
Today, we're going to present our concept paper entitled Onion and Garlic Effects of Foil Hoarding on Consumers in Manila. So, let's move for introduction. So, hoarding is defined as an effort to accumulate large private stocks of goods when people perceive threats to supply, making the market possible to create phantom demand. So, based on what I read on here, hoarding is when you purchase a large product, and keep it on yourself. So, here in the Philippines, hoarding is illegal. And here, some incidents happens of hoarding like onion and garlic. So, we can see that hoarding the onion of garlic has a high effect on the economy like scarcity, price increase, and many more. So let's move on to the objectives of the study. This study aims to investigate the effects of hoarding and onion and garlic on consumers in Manila. It specifically aims to determine the extent and frequency of hoarding practices in the onion and garlic markets in Manila, to quantify the effect of foil hoarding on consumer expenditure on onions and garlic. Next is to measure the impact of foil hoarding on onion and garlic prices in Manila. And last is to recommend policies and strategies to mitigate the effects of hoarding on onion and garlic on consumers. So, our theoretical frameworks really provide a solid foundation for analyzing the effects of hoarding on consumers in Manila's onion and garlic markets. Our theories gives a solid reasons why people hoard and why people do such hoarding things, hoarding products, and give the effects of hoarding like price increase, scarcity, and many more.
Conceptual framework. This framework of the study illustrates and describes to identify the independent and dependent variables. The variables of the study investigated are the extent and frequency of hoarding practices, market distortions including price fluctuations, reduced access and availability, and economic loss due to hoarding and hoarding effects leading to artificial scarcity and price increases. So, here is the conceptual framework of the study. We have here the input, process, and output. Hoarding is the purchase and warehousing of large quantities of a commodity by a specular with the intent of benefiting from future price increases. It is the act of buying and storing large quantities of a product with the intention of selling it later at a higher price. People hoard for various reasons, including speculation on future price increases, manipulation of markets, and exploiting shortages. There are several negative effects of doing hoarding, including price fluctuations, can lead to price increases or decreases. This makes it difficult for consumers to predict the cost of goods. Then, reduced access and availability. Consumers may have limited access to the products, leading to shortages, and also it makes economic losses. Doing hoarding can disrupt the market and lead to economic losses. Afterwards, in examining these all variables, especially the effects of hoarding on consumers, researchers use a descriptive statistics and inferential characteristics including regression analysis to measure and analyze all the variables so that researchers can obtain an output which can recommend policies and strategies to mitigate the effects of hoarding on onion and garlic on consumers. In this study, the research gap that must be filled in are the inadequate understanding of consumer behavior, which is points out a lack of sufficient knowledge about how consumers behave during periods of hoarding. Moreover, the another one is the limited analysis of policy interventions, which is to prevent or reduce the negative effects of hoarding on consumers. A better understanding of both aspects is crucial for developing effective solutions. Chapter 2: Research Methodology. Research Design. This research study uses a quantitative research design, which means it relies on numerical data and statistical analysis to understand the effects of onion and garlic hoarding on consumers in Manila. This design is suitable for this study as it allows for the collection and analysis of numerical data. Moreover, the specific type of quantitative design that researchers used was descriptive research or statistics. In essence, the study uses a quantitative approach to gather and analyze data about onion and garlic hoarding in Manila, aiming to understand the scale of the problem and its impact on consumers. Research environment. This study will be conducted in Manila, a capital of the Philippines. The researchers choose this locale, Manila, because in this area there's a massive foil hoarding incidence of onion and garlic, which has significant effect on consumers. By concentrating on this particular context, researchers will be able to determine the effects of foil hoarding of onion and garlic on consumer in Manila. Research and respondents. The respondents of this study are the consumers in Manila. Consumers will be selected thoroughly. Researchers use a sampling techniques which is purposive sampling. This sampling techniques is suitable in selecting a consumers in Manila and it ensures that the study compile individuals who have been directly affected by foil hoarding and familiar with onion and garlic purchasing. Research instrument. This study used a research-made instrument survey questionnaire. The researcher will use a structured survey questionnaire as its primary data collection instrument. This questionnaire is specifically designed for this study. The key features of the questionnaire are close-ended questions. This ensures that the responses are easily quantifiable, and also the questions focus on three key areas including frequency and extent of hoarding practices, impact of hoarding on consumer spending, and lastly, price differences for onions and garlic in markets with varying levels of hoarding activity. And here is the proposed instrument that we made. Survey questionnaire we have name, sex, age, occupation, monthly income.
Statistical treatment. To quantify the data collected from the structured survey questionnaire, multiple statistical treatment will be utilized. Descriptive statistics such as frequency distribution will be used to summarize the key characteristics of the data. In addition, inferential statistics, including regression analysis, was utilized in the study to examine the relationship between foil hoarding and onion or garlic prices. The statistical analysis will uncover noteworthy trends and patterns, yielding valuable insight into the effects of foil hoarding on consumer. Next is econometric model. The model examines the impact of foil hoarding on consumer behavior regarding onion and garlic. Its linear regression model is specified as C equals BO plus B1FH plus B2EHP plus E. C. Consumer behavior. FH. Foil hoarding. EHP. Extent of hoarding practices. BO. Intercept or baseline consumer behavior without foil hoarding. B1 and B2 measures of the change in consumer behavior due to unit change in FH and EHP. E. Error term. Random disturbances or unexplained variation.